What's up, guys? Been reading a book here. Just started today. It's called "If You Meet the Buddha on the Road, Kill Him." I'm really digging the book. One of the concepts of it is just how stories and mythology are really the great teachers of humanity versus the man who holds himself up as a guru or godhead or some know-it-all, someone to follow. And there's a concept here that really applies to part of my book and my concept about relationships, and again it boils down to human psychology. He's talking about the epic story of Gilgamesh. I think it's like the oldest surviving story from antiquity, something along those lines. And basically Gilgamesh is a strong, handsome, and wise great warrior, 2/3 God and 1/3 man. He rules with his city Uruk, whose great walls he has built with power, with style, and with tyrannical cruelty. The men of Uruk are awed by his power and appalled by his arrogance. They complain. Gilgamesh leaves no son to his father. Day and night his outrageousness continues unrestrained. Though he is their shepherd, he oppresses them till they can stand it no longer. Sound familiar? So it is that they call upon the goddess Aruru, asking her to create a double for Gilgamesh, someone to equal his strength and the impetuosity of his heart. In this way, Gilgamesh may meet his match, be overcome, and leave the people of Uruk in peace. In her wisdom, Aruru creates a double for Gilgamesh, who will serve as his other half, his animal nature, someone who will break his pride by showing him that he is only a man. Each of us has a shadow form which he flees. Each man is haunted by that specter of a double who represents all that he would say no to in himself. To whatever extent I deny my hidden twin self, you may expect to see my personality twisted into a grotesque mask of neurotic caricature. So I'll cut it off there, and it's something I touched on in my book. If you're gonna understand love, the emotion versus the thought and the idea, and why it can be confusing, you have to understand the different parts of our brain. Reptilian, limbic, and neocortex, basically, that really go a long way to account for the complexity of the human psyche. We all have, I said, that primitive side of our brain. It's there, that reptilian brain. It's important to know this, what its role is, and so that you can deal with it, but not deny that it's part of who you are, and it's not bad. It serves a role for you. It's responsible for hunger, fight or flight, and the mating, lust instinct, that the urge to mate. Okay, it's powerful. And that's one more reason you can't deny that it's part of you. It's powerful because it's keeping you alive. But I think that part of our brain accounts for a lot of the darkness of humanity, because it is selfish. Now, human beings have flourished on this earth because we learned not to be so selfish. Other animals cooperate also. But I think we've taken this concept of love and made that our calling card, and it's what helped us thrive, is because we're not the biggest, strongest, fastest, intelligent, yeah, but we use that intelligence to take care of each other. Again, guys, it's vital to understand there's different regions of the brain and how they play a role in your thoughts and actions. And I'll make this point once again, that the urge to mate with someone is freaking powerful. It's powerful, very powerful. It can be resisted, but it can be tough to resist. And oftentimes, no matter what the consequences might be, to deny that it's there or to hide from it leaves you vulnerable to the attack and your weakness when it strikes. And I think one thing we have to do as a society is minimize the judgment of others that make mistakes, that are married and then cheat with someone. And I think a lot of that can be explained by just our confusion about what this love thing is. I think a lot of people think when I've fallen in love and that's the one I'm supposed to be with, then I'll never be attracted to other people. I won't fall in love again. I won't lust after someone else. To think that way is to carry this guilt of just being a human being. It's part of you. And again, one more idea to help reinforce why this force of mating and lust, the urge to mate, is so powerful is because you wouldn't be here right now to watch this were it not for a whole lot of sex happening. Every one of your ancestors had to live to be old enough to reproduce and find a mate and successfully mate and then raise that offspring to an age that they could carry on the process. That goes back all the way to the beginning of reproductive life on Earth. That string has continued. So were it not such a powerful force in this world, in our lives, you wouldn't be here right now. And I think it's important to, again, as a society, as individuals, wake up to it. It's there. No matter how much you love and care about your spouse, odds are you're going to be very attracted to other people. That's what's happened with me. And I'm not shocked by it. So it doesn't derail me or throw me off of, what I have with that partner. Because when it is clicking and I've got all the criteria, characteristics that I'm looking for with that person, then I'm not swayed, I'm not tempted by just, a one-night stand or lust. I know what that is. I know it's powerful and it can be fun, but it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. And what else did I want to say about that? Just a basic life tip for you guys. Read books. Read good books. Psychology, classic stories. Or short of that, get information online. But I think there is something, sacred, different about, the tangibility of having a book in your hand. This is how, basically, you want to get somewhat profound here. You're watching this video at another dimension of space-time. It's just how it is. Other dimensions of space, other dimensions of time are the same thing. It's the same fabric. So as I'm helping you in your life, hopefully this works for you. So is that author who wrote that book 20, 30, 50, 500, 1,000 years ago. And this guy in this book helps make the point. It's the stories that last. Human knowledge gets swept away because the game becomes boring, I think. And that's part of the game of life, guys. It's a game. It's the stories that go on. And the stories in the universe's sense of humor are riddles. They're disguised. When it's talking to you, don't be shocked by it. That's how the universe talks to you, through other people, through other stories, and that's why we are storytellers. I think I've made my points with this video. Bear with me. Well, let me close out with this. So, there is a primitive side of our nature. It's powerful. And because it is primitive, it's powerful. Life's journey is to help tamper down that destructive side of our human nature. You can't battle those forces of selfishness and fear and lust, which isn't always to be battled, but sometimes it is to be because there's repercussions. You can do damage. But yeah, that selfishness and that jealousy, that fear, you're going to have to battle those things if you're going to live, really a great life. To deny that that's part of your nature, or just as bad, to feel guilty that you have those feelings, you're twisting yourself. And that's one of my problems with religion. It's a broad... painting religion with a broad stroke, but certainly Christianity, Catholicism, and others that kind of imply to teach that lust is evil. You should feel guilty for it. That sex is bad and evil. Well, I challenge that. You wouldn't be here right now if, again, a whole lot of sex happening. It's part of it. It has to be handled responsibly, and that's why I'm sharing, my philosophy too. I don't believe in marriage. Because obviously, to me, marriage is not a solution a lot of times. But to have a philosophy about sex too, and how to think about it, and when to have it with someone, and just get a better handle on things. So yeah, I've rambled on, I guess, long enough here. Wish you well, guys. Have a good day.